All right, folks, it's Thursday. It means it's time for Randomizer. I'm super excited for our guest tonight. He's been on my wish list now for years in doing this show. He's a comedian, an impressionist, a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. We won't hold that against him. An IndyCar thought leader. It's none other than Joey Molinaro. Let's do it.
He's the worst host I've ever seen in my life.
Tell me what to start typing. That's not low-key thick. That's high-key thick. Matthew Berry's 101 is Logan Thomas. Wow. You're in post-production on a character named Montgomery Rush. David Montgomery, the Rusher?
Why the fuck did you do that?
Are you a Jimmy G girl?
Yes!
Joey Molinaro, welcome to the Randomizer Wheel. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me. Super excited, a little nervous. That intro was perfect, dude. I don't think anybody has described me, gotten all of me better in 10 seconds than you just did. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And we're, super stoked to have you doing some stuff with Underdog. However, I know that they got the IndyCar pick'ems for you. You were blasting off on some of the home run props last night. How are you enjoying the Underdog experience?
Man, I love it. I love the app. I love the interface. I love just the fun of it. You know, I mean, going there like we're doing, you just hop in drafts, you know, and you don't have to worry about all the stress of the upkeep and everything. And I mean, it's a blast. I really, really have enjoyed it since I joined on in the spring. And the racing that they've added on, like you said, they got IndyCar. Sometimes I'm working on them a little bit more to get it on there, but they got NASCAR every weekend, which I love. They got Formula One every weekend that they race, which I'm getting more into it. But yeah, dude, I mean, everything you want, they got, and I'm having a blast.
Yeah, they are very open to feedback. I was in the spring, USFL was coming out, and I was getting really excited about that. I was going to play DFS and fantasy around it. I begged them. I was like, when are you guys going to get USFL props up? They get USFL props up, and then I quickly got bored with the USFL, and I was like, well, thanks for getting that up for me, though, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I feel like that happened with a lot of people with the USFL. You know, they forgive them. I mean, you gotta love them. They're trying. They're giving their all. But spring football, man, it's like you can't celebrate Christmas in March. You know, it just don't feel right. And I think it's the same with football.
I know, and especially now too that it used to feel like there were these gaps in the NFL calendar where there would be these lulls. And now, I mean, it's a cliche to say at this point, but it really is year round at this point, especially if you're playing fantasy, if you're into the draft. So where are you at with your NFL fandom, your fantasy here? Have you dipped your toes into any drafts yet? Or are you saving yourself for your home league drafts?
Yeah, no, I have. I've gotten, let me see here, a handful, because again, it's just like, if you're just bored, you just want to kill some time, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 minutes or whatever for those quicker drafts, you just hop in there and there you go. But I've got, let's see, I did the big board.
Ooh, okay.
So I've done the big board and the puppy too, feeling pretty good about my squads. And then I will have my own personal draft, my own personal league that we're setting up to happen. I'm one of those, like, that's the downfall, right? Is if you draft right now, you got to worry about what's going to happen, who's going to pop an ankle or knee in training camp or hold out for a contract or what have you, or get, Zach Wilson's going to bang their mom or whatever's going to happen. But when I'm big on like, hey, preseason's over, training camp's over, August 31st, whatever it is, let's draft so we know we got our healthy guys going into week one. So that's kind of what I'm eyeing, is like a late August draft for my 12-team league. So anyone out there who wants to be on the lookout for that, we're going to have private, chat throughout, private group message throughout. We're going to have merch up for prizes and everything, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So look at that.
That sounds awesome. Consigliere here, he wants to know the guys you've already been drafting. I'm sure we'll get to touch on that throughout the draft here, but do you have any favorites here before we get off to the races with this draft?
Yeah, let me pull it up here. Let me get my this is for the big board.
Yeah, we need to see how much of a homer you are with these Steelers guys.
Well, I did take Najee Harris, so there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I got him, and it says the average draft position for him is about 8, but I got him at 9, so a little bit of value there to start off, right? Feeling good.
Yeah.
I went wide receiver heavy wide receiver heavy, which
Oh.
I'm seeing is the trend, right? This is the big thing. Everybody's telling me no running backs, all wide receivers, 0-1 running back strategy. And I'm very excited about one guy who is near and dear to me, not only because I grew up close to him or he grew up close to me, but also he went to the same school as my wife. He has done content with me multiple times, and that'd be David Bell, the rookie for the Cleveland Browns. This kid was Big Ten first team All Big Ten. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure he was an All-American. Can't remember if it was first team or second team, but he definitely was. And this is just Jeff Brom compared him to Jerry Rice. He said he runs routes and is smooth and has the hands of Jerry Rice. This is a kid that's just literally catches everything thrown his way. I don't think I saw him drop one pass in the 3 years that he played football at Purdue that I was watching him. And I watched every game. So I'm very excited about him. I feel like he could be one of those that pops up later on that people are going to be dying to wish they had. And I got him back in, May probably, as after the draft.
I gotta say, you are speaking my language. You are endearing ourselves to the audience. You were quick or correct in identifying that we are wide receiver stands around here. We toss around our 0 RB builds, and we love our rookies, our youth. So you kind of cranking yellow there in your drafts, pissing yellow as we sometimes say, and grabbing a rookie, David Bell, who he was going much higher, and then everyone got spooked with this Deshaun Watson stuff, and now he's practically free in drafts, and he definitely shouldn't be free in drafts.
Yeah, and I got Jameson Williams too. So I doubled down. I got the 2 rooks. I got Jameson Williams, who's obviously high-end, first round. Everybody loves him, even though he's coming off the knee. And then I got David Bell because I was like, you know what? This is going to be one of those guys. There's always one of those guys that if you have that gut connection with and you stick with them, and everybody's going to be like, oh, my God, how'd you know? And then you're going to look like a genius. So hoping that's the case, even though he's a Cleveland Brown.
There you go. Well, here's the thing about these randomizer drafts. We often have the players we would like to draft, but sometimes the wheel has different things to say about this. I have shared the link to the draft in the chat. If you guys would like to join us in this, I believe the term people bandy about is that this is a high expected value draft because Joey and I are going to be forced into making some suboptimal decisions. So if you're looking to basically compete against only 10 other opponents, as opposed to the usual 11, I think Joey and I are your marks for tonight.
Let's do it.
All right. So we are going to get under. We need just 1 or 2 more people here, and we will get underway in the draft. And last week I did a show with David Kitchen. He was giving me some new dad tips because recently found out that I'm going to be a dad. I want to say I saw on your Twitter a little bit back, you're going to be a father coming up here soon as well.
Yes, sir. Congrats to you. That's awesome. Didn't know that. I am. We're gonna have a football baby, man. He is due, baby boy, my first kid, and he is due September 10th, the day before the NFL kicks off fully. So he is coming right at the perfect time. I'm gonna sit down, plop him in the chair with me, and we're gonna watch a heck of a lot of football.
You're gonna bring him into this world watching David Bell catch 7-yard crossers, racking up those PPR points.
That's exactly right. Yep, and he's going to love every minute of it.
Well, our draft is Phil. We drew the 110 here, so I think we just get things under the way. We spin the wheel and see what we have cooking right out of the gate. All right. Good. I am going to propose a player to draft, and then you are going to yell at me like a little league coach. So you are going to give me the pep talk to make this pick, as if you were a little league coach. Obviously, anyone who follows you on TikTok, on Instagram, has seen your little league coach character. One of the best ones here. So I am going to, we'll see here once we get on the clock, but I'm going to start tossing out some names, and then you can kind of let me know how you would do this. I mean, I will say, Najee Harris, your guy, is sometimes available here at 110. Coach, what do you think about that pick?
How many times do we have to have this talk? How many times do we have to have this talk about a 24-year-old running back that's been worn down to the ground at a program like Alabama time and time again? The tread is wearing off this guy's tires, and you want to draft Najee Harris? You want to draft Najee Harris? Am I here to waste my time tonight for you to draft Najee Harris? The man can practically run anymore because he's been running to the ground so much. Get your head out of your ass.
I mean, but what, he's going to catch a lot of passes. They don't have anyone else to throw to. I thought it would be a good pick.
Coach. I'm going to channel a classic film, Will Ferrell. How many sarcastic pills you take this morning? Shut your mouth, get your head on straight, get your head out of your ass, and take somebody besides Najee Harris.
All right. I mean, how do you feel? What about Travis Kelce, coach? I mean, would you take a tight end in the first round?
I don't want to be taking no Travis Kelce because my wife is going to think that Travis Kelce is hotter than I am. He's doing the dance moves. He's got everything going on, right? He's got the earrings. He's got the chiseled jaw. He's got the facial hair. I can't grow facial hair. I don't need Travis Kelce coming into my house, dancing with his facial hair, getting my wife all excited because Lord knows that this 45-year-old body going to Gallagher's every Tuesday night can't get it up for her.
Well, coach, I had no idea that your marriage was on such thin ice that even selecting a player could threaten to ruin it. So we are on the clock. Coach, you get to pick. Who do you want to take here? Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, Travis Kelce, no. CeeDee Lamb, Mixon. Who do you want?
You know what? This is like being left with 3 bad options of beer. And when I say bad options, I'm not talking about Busch Light.
You got 6 seconds.
Light. I'm talking about the high life. Let's go Travis Kelce. Screw it.
Oh, Travis Kelce, the marriage is in
What
jeopardy.
turns me on, coach?
Well, coach, we do have to spin again here because now that we pick at the 10, it means we have a quick turnaround for our early second round pick here. Here we go. As Colin Cowherd is extremely high on the Vikings, convince Pete that the Vikings will finish with the best record or draft nemesis Baker Mayfield. Can Colin Cowherd convince me that the Vikings are going to have a great year?
Well, I think it's funny. You look at the Vikings, Mike Zimmer, defensive head coach. No, it's not Zimmer anymore. Actually, I stand corrected, not Zimmer anymore. They bring in an offensive mind. Justin Jefferson, love him. Dalvin Cook, love him. Kirk Cousins, he can get the ball. He can get the ball to playmakers. You look at the division with Justin Fields slipping into Mel Kiper Jr. now all of a sudden. I think that the Vikings are a team to be slept on. Not slept on, in my opinion. Here's Joy with the news and Pete with the pick is hurt.
Oh my goodness. I'm completely sold. I wish Dalvin Cook was still kicking around for us so we could take him. I mean, this room really bought your coach FUD on Najee Harris because he's still here. Coach Cowherd, who do you want to take? I am convinced on the Vikings. I mean, Jefferson and Cook, though, are long gone.
See, here's the thing: is I always get this about Pittsburgh and about Najee, but Colin, you can't take Najee Harris. Najee Harris is an absolute workload. He's going to get the rock and get the rock a ton without Big Ben Roethlisberger. Let's go with Najee Harris.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I was talking to this Little League coach. He was super down on Najee, so I am glad you came around and we were able to get him on this squad.
Little League coach, they don't know what they're talking about. That's why they're having Busch Light on a Tuesday night.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we have now started Travis Kelce, Najee Harris, building out the world of Joey via these draft picks. How would you, if I did just plop you down with this draft start, otherwise, Kelce, Najee, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think like we talked about, I mean, Najee's getting like 7 or 8 for the average draft position. So what do we get him at? 15?
Yeah. Look at that.
Gotta love that. I mean, people taking DeAndre Swift ahead of him. I as a Steelers fan, for sure, I'm like, that guy's going to get the rock. He's going to get a lot. He did last year. I think he's only going to get better. And I think with not having geriatric Big Ben, love him, but geriatric last year, having, more of a mobile quarterback, whether it's Kenny, whether it's Mitch, in the offense that Matt Canada wants to run, I think Najee's going to have an even better year. I really do.
Yeah, and look, like you've been slipping in some of these terms, around here we draft a ton of best ball teams. Some would say way too many best ball teams. We like when these guys slip past ADP, we get that value. We call it the value hound over here. That's why Alex gave you the Yahoo in the chat. Is that kind of your MO with fantasy, scooping those values there?
Yeah, dude. I mean, isn't that the name of the game with any draft, whether it's like real life NFL draft or your fantasy draft, right? I mean, I think it was Matthew Berry or someone in the, it might have been you. It was like St. Brown from the Lions last year. What was his first name?
Oh, Amon-Ra. Yeah.
Yeah. He won like 60% of people that are, or some crazy stat like that. And it's like at the beginning of the year, who the hell, you're not going to take that guy. All of a sudden it happens. He pops off and that's a difference maker.
I like it too. And because if I actually did a strategy video the other week and kind of looking at guys who could be this year's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I do think David Bell is one of those guys. I think you're onto something there. You know, the kind of undervalued slot receiver, not quite as exciting, uncertainty about his situation, but just a really good player that could crush down the stretch.
He's not gonna like show up like a Tyreek Hill, you know what I mean? Like doing crazy highlights, but he's just gonna catch like 6 or 7 balls a game with probably a score, you know what I mean? He's just gonna be there. It's gonna be consistent.
All right, here we go. Fantasy football Seinfeld, akin to modern Seinfeld. Jerry gets sniped in a draft and tries to recover for the next pick here on the board. I don't know, Jerry, if you see any of these guys. I don't know if you're targeting Josh Allen, DJ Moore, Javonte Williams. They are off the board, though, right now.
See, here's the thing is he's got to be able to talk to George, too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'll be your George.
Yeah. He sniped the pick.
I don't know what he's supposed to pick. He picks. It's fantasy. That's what he does.
No, Jerry, he did not snipe the pick. He sniped the pick. You can't snipe. He sniped. What are you going to do?
It's literally fantasy football. Like people just take whoever they want. You just have to make a pick and recover.
I gave him that pick. I showed him my magazine. He asked, "Who do you like?" I said,
I told you not to share your magazine, Joey. You keep the magazine to yourself.
You got to have fantasy small talk. What else are you going to talk about? He
Give
came
him
to
something
me.
else.
I
Give him a home and garden. Why are you giving him your fantasy magazine?
Got to have the small talk. He took Javonte Williams. That was my pick. I gave him my pick.
Okay, I don't know. Can you get the magazine back? Because you're going to have to pick here in 30 seconds.
Who do we got? James Conner.
Jerry, Leonard Fournette, James Conner, all these running backs. No one likes running backs in here.
You sniped my pick. I'm going to recover. You know what I'm recover with? A good story, George. Everybody loves a good story. James Conner,
oh, no.
Great story.
It is a great story. The guy beats cancer. Who can disagree with that? It's a great story.
Hold on. No, I lied. Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. Okay, that's not as great of a story, but a pretty good pick.
Who needs a good story? Kamara's the better points. Play the music.
There we go. The Kamara stuff is really interesting in drafts because everything I'm reading right now is that he's not going to be suspended, and yet these draft rooms just haven't really caught up to that yet.
Wow. So we really just got Kamara at.
We did.
What?
Fourth pick 34 there. We're doing good. We are doing good. We are going to be heading here into the 4th round. All right. Someone submitted this prompt. You briefly interviewed Kyle Brandt. What radio show host or soap opera did he work on before Good Morning Football? If correct, draft Rams, Chargers, or 49ers. If incorrect, draft running back Zach Moss.
Yeah, my friend Kyle Brandt worked for the one and only Jim Rome.
There you go.
Back in the day, back when it was like I think only like AM radio. When Jim was just firing off, when Rome was the ultimate burning back then. I believe that's correct, right?
I think this is how bad of a host I am. I didn't look this up to fact check it. I forget who submitted this in the Discord, but if anyone could verify it. But who am I to argue with the man you just interviewed? That sounds right to me.
And he was not only on a soap opera, but he was on The Real World. Yeah.
There you go.
I can't remember which one of the popular soap operas it was, but I do know. So this man's like the trifecta. So he's on sports talk radio, reality TV, and a soap opera. That's a pretty good lineup there, KB.
Right. You have the EGOT, but whatever this needs to have its own kind of reward here. So you do now get to pick. It has to be a Ram, a Charger, or a 49ers. Okay. I'm trying to see best available. Herbert is kicking around here. Cam Akers, if you want Allen Robinson.
Is that too early for Herbert, especially when you have? I know
we got 5 seconds.
All right, let's go. Herbert. Screw it.
Okay, we did get Herbert.
I saw my boy George Kittle down there, but I was like, you can't take Kittle over Herbert. I feel like that was tough.
It is tough. I will say it's really tough to be a value hound during the randomizer draft because sometimes these you got to make these picks with handcuffs on.
Second quarterback off the board too. I don't know. All right, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. The chat giving Jim Rome and Days of Our Lives was the soap opera. There you go.
Way to go.
Who have been some of your favorite interviews that you've gotten to do recently? You've been doing way more indie stuff as well, right?
Yes, I'm a huge diehard fan of IndyCar. It's the best racing series on the planet. Have a lot of relationships. Been able to talk to most of those guys, and they're all lovely. They're all very, very fun, engaging personalities. If you haven't checked out IndyCar, you need to. It's like F1, but better. We just don't have a Netflix show yet. So, yeah, all the IndyCars are great. All the IndyCar guys are great. I was just at the Cam Hayward celebrity softball game over the weekend in Pittsburgh. So I was hanging with Kenny Pickett and Cam and Mitch Trubisky and Najee Harris, and they were all phenomenal as well. Najee Harris is just a hoot, man. I mean, I know that we got him on our team, and I'm a Steelers fan, but he is literally, I was the MC, supposed to be the MC of this like event or game or whatever. And in the second inning, Najee just like came up and grabbed the mic from me, and like that was it. He was just the MC from then on. So I was like, that's cool. Whatever,
That's
man.
a good gig, man. You get paid, and Najee does all the work. It sounds awesome.
I did not get paid.
My
Did not get paid. If I would have been getting paid, I would have probably taken the mic back and been like, "Hey, I got to do my job here." But since it wasn't, I was like, "People want to hear from you, man."
That's awesome. And I mean, did you get to the bottom? Did you shake Kenny Pickett's hand? Is it as small as advertised? Surprisingly big? Can you debunk this whole Kenny Pickett baby?
This should be a modern Seinfeld episode. Is like Kenny Pickett should be the new Keith Hernandez, and Kenny Pickett, it's just called the hand or the hand size would be the episode, and it was surprisingly big. It was a good hand size. Yeah,
there you go. Okay, so. This one was hard for me. Someone said they want you to drink a glass of milk for celebrating a la the Indy 500. If you do that, you can take your victory lap and pick anyone. If you don't drink a glass of milk, you do have to take tight end Mo Alley Cox. Do you have any milk on hand?
Well, Mo Cox, Mo problems. I see. That's the thing is I can go get. Hold on, I'm gonna go get.
Yeah. I'll vamp for you here. The dog's barking. 7 p.m. Eastern time. I think Joey Central, little early. No, maybe about the best time of the day for a big, tall glass of milk here. We can't be taking Mo Alley Cox in the 5th round and ruining this nice team here so far. Travis Kelce, Najee stealing the mic, Harris, Alvin Kamara, Justin Herbert. We will see what Joey emerges with. Do you guys think he's a 1% guy, 2%, whole milk, chocolate milk? Maybe he comes with some strawberry syrup.
It's in my Steelers mug.
Ooh, look at this. Is that a frosty mug right there too?
I don't know, but it looks pretty frosty to me. Looks pretty frothy. Okay, so this is in honor of the Indy 500, right?
This is.
Okay. So this is actually what they really do, okay? Ready? Do we have a timer or anything?
You're good. Chug it. Look at that. That's a man that's watched some race car drivers celebrate with a glass of, oh my Joey. So Joey, you did what I'm always terrified to do in my office when I'm doing bits, which is make a mess. And then my wife comes in and was like, what are you doing there? But you pouring the milk was a level of commitment I did not see coming.
Well, don't get it twisted. My wife is sitting in the room directly next to me and she is not happy, but we'll deal with that later. It's for the bit. It's for the show. I will clean it up because she's almost 8 months pregnant. I would clean it up anyways. But also, if it's for the 500, that's what they do. They drink, and then they pour the rest of it over their head. So how to do it realistic.
You crushed it. You get to pick whoever you damn well please. I'll read best available right now. David Montgomery, Darnell Mooney, Dobbins, Jacobs, Godwin, Hurts, Mitchell, Cooper. What are you thinking?
Man, what are you thinking, man? This is.
I think you need a wide receiver. I think Mooney would be a nice pick.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that.
I didn't mean to steal your pick because you earned it with that. I just didn't want you to time out and have David Montgomery and 3 running backs, and next thing you know, there's no more wide receivers for you.
Yeah, I've already okay. I got to look at our board here.
All right, I'm going to spin while this board is coming up here. I'll show you best available. So the thing that happens is everyone who watches my streams loves wide receivers, so they go way earlier than they do in normal drafts.
Yeah, the old no running back, right? We got to get the wide receiver going, yeah.
Okay, this was a fun one. We want Joey to correctly pronounce and spell the new name of the Steelers stadium, no longer Heinz Field. If successful, draft any player. If you fail, draft Josh Dobbs. So I assume you caught this new Steelers name change.
I did. Tough to miss on Steelers Twitter this week, and actually being in Pittsburgh this past weekend, they've already changed everything over. All the branding, everything. Obviously, when you pay $50 million or however much, pretty big deal. Okay, so the new stadium is Acrisure Stadium.
Yep.
And it is ACRISURE space stadium, spelled their traditional way of stadium. There you go.
There you go. And it's spelled almost as if I would say, "Are you sure?" But that's actually just how it sounds
Correct.
as well.
Yeah, been a lot of those happening.
Lot of those jokes. I'm late to the party on it, but you thankfully do not have to draft Joshua Dobbs. Although maybe that would have been a prize for you. You do get to select who you want here. You can see the board. I'm telling you, they leave all the gross running backs for us. That's what they do. Broke says. So this is the thing with Godwin. First there was ambiguity, might not come back till mid to late fall, but then there was a Schefter report that team's optimistic he's going to be ready week 1. So I've been clackety-clack rolling the dice on him.
Oh, let's do it, man. Let's roll that dice. I like Godwin a lot. If he's there, he's going to put up numbers with Brady and company. Let's do it.
There you go. Yeah, we need some receivers. This is a pretty good team. Last week, my guest, David Kitchen, drafted just a truly horrendous, awful team. But you've been crushing these. Yeah. Okay, you saw some of that. This isn't a bad team. You got an elite quarterback, an elite tight end, 2 bell cow running backs, and now we're making it work out wide receiver here.
Yeah, no, I'm digging it. I'm liking it. When I look at it this way, when I see their faces, I like it a lot better than just the boxes. This is good.
That's right. Is that maybe our feedback for Underdog? Can we replace some of these names with more of their faces on the board here?
I don't know if it's just they're smiling. They make you, they're like, hey, it's going to be good. All right, I got you. Even though, they'll be out by week 4, whatever. I like it.
That's the one thing that kind of makes, I love drafting these rookies, but sometimes I get a little depressed. I pull up Drake London's card here and it's just this, missing persons photo here.
That's true. Yeah, the rookies, that is tough. That is sad. I know it takes a little bit. And that's what happened with the IndyCar drivers too. They didn't have their photos. They just had their names, and which is fine. We would love to have some even more IndyCar on Underdog, but the faces is a real nice touch. It really is.
And have you caught the Joe Burrow, the Joe Cool? He's the one guy with the non-official headshot. It's kind of small here.
Oh, they got the little Joe Shiesty, the Joe Burr. Oh, that's what they got. Is that what's going on?
They did. I think they did last Super Bowl. They did a special line around Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, and made that edit to his photo and just never changed it back. So nice little Easter egg there when you're doing your drafts.
I mean, yeah, like right now he's, until proven otherwise, you know what I mean? He's still Joe Cool, Joe Shiesty, Joe, all those things. So I think they should do that with one player each year.
Yes.
And then they hold on to that. And then until they're dethroned by a cooler player, then they one.
That's right. It's the competition for the NFL's coolest player.
Yep.
I mean, Joe Burrow certainly has lots of competition for that, but the dude made it to the Super Bowl in his second year. That's pretty impressive.
And you left out the biggest part of that. He made it there playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. Come on.
I forget. How much of, my fandom, I grew up a Broncos fan, but my fandom has been just absolutely destroyed by fantasy. I only care about the guys I draft. Do you still when I even just say the Bengals, do you get angry inside? Is that what level of Steelers fan you are?
Yeah. I mean, yes, they're not. See, the Bengals and the Browns are not to the level of anger like the Ravens are. At least there's a respect with the Ravens, I guess. But yes, fantasy will never trump what's on my arm here, and that's the Steelers inked onto me.
Wow, that's impressive. I think if I win the $2 million on Underdog, maybe I will do a similar commitment here as well. Okay, this is a fun one. The Athletic has a new podcast out all about Andrew Luck. I actually haven't gotten to listen to it yet, but this prompt says, give us a review of the Luck podcast series as Andrew Luck, or else we have to draft perhaps the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback Jacoby Brissett.
Well, I'm very appreciative of Zach Kiefer and the work that he did. I'm more of a book guy, so to say. So I haven't really caught much of it. Haven't figured out the podcast system yet. Seems to be more of a for younger people, perhaps. But no, I will get around to listening to it if I can figure it out. Maybe get some. Maybe a good Walkman or old school cassette player that I like, but just been reading books and being a dad, so I haven't gotten around to it just yet.
I mean, Andrew, we certainly miss you. I mean, I think there's versions of reality where we're drafting you in this draft right now, and instead we're listening to podcasts about you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't really think about that too much. Too busy chasing my daughter and changing poopy diapers, and so I never really even played fantasy football. Never really understood it, to be quite frank. But I hope you have fun with it, and best of luck to you without a doubt.
I like this comment from Consigliere. I love the fact that it makes complete sense that a Stanford grad can't figure out podcasts. Luck is such a wild dude. That is a very good point. Only one. You crushed that. We are on the clock again, so you get to pick whoever you want. Antonio Gibson, Michael Thomas, Pollard, Brady, Prescott, Ayuk. Anyone standing out to you here?
You know what? I'm going to go for a risk it. I'm going to go for actually nope. Just remembered. Actually, I'm going to go with MVS, dude. Let's call it up.
I like it. Let's do it.
I mean, look, Tyreek Hill's gone, right? They brought in Juju Smith-Schuster, but he's not a burner. He's an over the middle kind of guy. Give me MVS.
He's got to catch deep balls. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to catch the deep ball from Mahomes, flinging it, and it can't be Kelsey all the time. So give me MVS.
I love it. I think MVS is an awesome pick in drafts this year. All right, we're going to have to discuss your next pick as Mel Kiper Jr. at the NFL draft and pick that player. So, Mel, I'll go to the board here. We're picking in 2 picks. Who do you like for this Peter Overzet at 8-3 in the NFL draft? We see Antonio Gibson, Tony Pollard, Dak Prescott, CEH, Ayuk, Hawkinson, Harris, Olave. Mel Kiper, what does this team do?
Yeah, I think when you look at a draft like this in a league like Underdog Fantasy, we're going all wide receivers, no running backs, right? Already got 2 running backs. You look at the board, you look at a guy like Chris Olave, go down there. He's a burner, solid at Ohio State, put up big numbers, very fast, very physical, very physically gifted, could go down there with an offense like they have in New Orleans. Yeah, maybe Jameis, maybe throwing 30 interceptions, but he's also going to be throwing 35 touchdowns down there at the Big Easy. It's going to be Big Easy for Chris Olave to score down there. I like Chris Olave right here with this pick.
Well, Mel Kiper, I don't know if you were clairvoyant or what, but you nailed it. Peter Overzet did just select Chris Olave. He must have loved your analysis.
That's what I do. I mean, I've been doing it for 30 years, 40 years. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. I still have great hair. I don't ever go pee on the set. It's been a 40-year run tradition. Everybody plays that video of that Colts general manager making fun of me, but who the hell is he now and where is he? I'm still on TV making the big bucks, baby.
So good. And I like what you're cooking up here now too. We got Kamara, we got Olave. It seemed like you were, did we get sniped on Michael? Oh yeah. Michael Thomas went. And so, you're building out the bet on the Saints. Could you see us, potentially taking, Jameis here?
Yeah, definitely. I saw Michael Thomas up there and that was my first instinct, but then it gave me pause. I don't know, man. I don't buy in. Like the whole slant man thing, I kind of buy into that. I think it's pretty funny. Yeah. I think without Drew Brees and him just being able to, beat coverage off the line and get a slant, I don't buy into him too much. So I like Olave though, man. I mean, it's like I'm a huge Big Ten guy, so I just had 3 straight falls of hearing nothing but Gus Johnson just scream Olave, and then and so it's just stuck in my head, and I think he's going to do the same in the NFL.
It's true. And it's like, even if Michael Thomas is back and fine, like that's only going to help Olave. Like he's probably as a rookie, we don't need him like earning double teams. His, first few snaps on the field. He probably could go for Michael Thomas, drawing some attention away.
Yeah, definitely. And I still have to remind myself that 1, Drew Brees isn't there, and even though he was geriatric, and 2, Sean Payton isn't there. So it will be interesting to see Dennis Allen down there, what he works up.
So I know you're obviously a Steelers fan. Is your closest NFL team, is it the Colts? Is that who's closest to you?
Yeah, most definitely. I live just outside of downtown Indianapolis.
Very nice. Very nice. I mean, the Colts are going to be a fun team this year too. I feel like Matt Ryan could breathe some life into them.
Same, but they've kind of said that the last 3 years, so we'll see.
It's true. All right. Next prompt here. Owen Wilson discusses his favorite sleeper in drafts and then selects him. So Owen Wilson could maybe stretch the bounds of what a sleeper is here, seeing what players are on the board. I don't know. Does Owen Wilson have a pick coming up here that he might like to consider in the 9th round?
Wow. Underdog fantasy with the randomizer draft. I mean, I love fantasy football, but I never thought I'd be here with you guys. This is the big leagues. This is awesome stuff. I think I look at Cordero Patterson and I say, that guy, I mean, wow, he's going to be running out of the backfield, catching passes, getting handoffs, taking kicks back. I mean, they got to give somebody the ball in Atlanta. They don't have much else going on down there. I like Cordell Patterson, man. I say we draft him. We have some fun. We score some points. It's going to be great.
I mean, I agree. He is a fun pick. I mean, all the different ways he can score as a running back, as a wide receiver. A lot of these guys, they're just one-trick ponies. I mean, Patterson's a Swiss Army knife.
Hey, I couldn't have said it better myself, my man. Swiss Army knife. Who doesn't love a Swiss Army knife? You got it in your pocket. You pull it out. You can help somebody cut something. You can, if you're in danger, you can stab somebody. You got everything you need right there in one tool, my man.
Let's not talk about stabbing anyone here. I was thinking more of like a charcuterie board, cutting up some nice cheese. Easy there, Owen.
Please the lady, right? She needs somebody to pop open a wine bottle and boom, you're Johnny on the spot with Cordero Patterson ready to score a touchdown or 10.
Beautiful, Owen. You did successfully convince me to draft Cordero Patterson here. Let's quickly spin and see what we have to do before our 10th round pick. Entering the home stretch here, already 9 picks deep. Joey crushing it. What is this prompt?
I don't know.
Okay. Did we already do this one? No. Did we do? Joey gives Pete a pep talk as a high school football coach on who he should select. Did we do that one?
Well, it was like the little league coaches, but it kind of falls under the same realm.
Yeah, let's spin again. Let's get a little variety.
Yeah.
Get a little variety here. Although I would love to see the nuance between your baseball traveling coach and high school football coach.
It's more of a Southern twang. That's about it.
Yeah. What was this one? Oh, yeah. Someone said they want you to name 10 original lineup Van Halen songs. Success equals draft top wide receiver, which isn't even a prize in this draft, or fail draft someone named Eddie, Anthony, Alex, or David. Is this a prompt you were up for here?
So original lineup? What is that? Like, I guess I'm just kind of confused.
I think I am confused too. Maybe I, as a host, should do a better job vetting some of these prompts here.
Van Halen songs?
I think they just want 10 Van Halen songs.
Honestly, I feel like kind of the drafting somebody named Eddie, Anthony, Alex, or David is honestly more of a fun prompt.
I know, because look at Joey. Look at the wide receivers. They're not even on the screen. We don't even have.
What does it mean? Eddie, Alex.
Okay, we have Eddie, Anthony, Alex, or David. Eddie, Alex, or David. This is hard. Eddie, Anthony, Alex, Alexander Madison.
Let's see. So he's. Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah, I'm just going to see here. Eddie, Anthony, Alex. Or you could get your guy, David Bell.
Oh, hey now. Let's do it.
Who do you
got to.
Okay. Did I get it in time? Did I get it in time? David Bell. Whew, we did it. Some might call that a reach, but when you give a prompt that gives you 4 names, and Joey's already told me that his sleeper selection is David Bell, I mean, we're pulling the trigger here.
That's right. Yep, it's been a theme throughout. Got to stick with it.
The chat had another good one. A rookie and a Colt.Alex Pierce could have been somewhere we win as well.
Yeah, a lot of my buddies around here are pretty high on him. I know Reggie Wayne was certainly high on him. He was like literally pounding the table for them to draft Alex Pierce. Actually, I think it's Alec Pierce.
I think you're right. You are right. You were definitely right. So that would be fun.
I would have counted.
What's your boots on the ground take on the Colts? It sounded like what I said. There's some optimism. You sounded like it might be just the same movie, different year.
Well, it's like a little bit of both, really. I mean, I definitely see the optimism there. I mean, they've got really, really good players at all three levels of the defense. Their O-line is still strong with Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith, Ryan Kelly. Sorry about my dog. Jonathan Taylor's the best back in the league. But again, it's just like we were doing Luck earlier. It just comes down to like, Luck retires in 2019 was a complete crap show. And then 2020, it's Phillip Rivers. And it's like, oh, yeah, this is a guy. 2021, Carson Wentz. Oh, refreshing. Yeah, him and Reich. Yes, this is new. So it's like Matt Ryan, but we're in that phase, man. We're in that summer phase where it's like people are, complaining about the Madden ratings. And they're also just like talking about how everybody's like going to be perfect situation, perfect team, perfect fit. And I feel like that might be Matt Ryan there, but still reason to be promised. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're tough too because like Michael Pittman is going so early in drafts and
the division's not very good, but yeah.
Yeah, I know they're an interesting team and Jonathan Taylor, everyone's taking him 101, which I definitely get, but it's like I don't know. There does seem like lots of ways that they couldn't pay off their draft costs because they are pretty pricey.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Matt Ryan has proven that he's a very good NFL quarterback, but it's like a little bit of a step, like not in terms of talent, but what I'm saying is that Phillip Rivers was really old. And I feel like Matt Ryan is just like a slightly younger version of Phillip Rivers from 2020.
Exactly.
But we'll see.
That's right. They're not ready for a rebuild. They just keep kicking the can down the road. All right. Impersonate Ed O rapping, and if the chat gives it a 7+ chat rating, you get to draft whoever you want. Or Terrace Marshall here. Ed O, how are you feeling about this pick here in the 11th round for us?
Well, so I have to rap, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yes. Although, like, I guess I don't even. I think I'll allow just Edo talking through this pick, or if Edo wants to rap about this selection. I mean, that feels like a cherry on top.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm just trying to think of a song. You got a good rap song for me? That's what they should have done.
How about a Vanilla Ice, Ice Baby? I like Big Comets. I cannot lie. Anyone on the board here, Edo, that looks interesting to you?
Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's do that. Here, hold on. Here we go. I got to get the lyrics. Here we go. All right. All right, here we go. Damn. All right, there we go.
I like Big Bustle, I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Now when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. When I pull up though, because you notice that bowl is stuffed. Deep in the jeans she wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby. Want to get with you? We'll take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that boy you got makes me so horny. Go Tigers.
That was so good. And now I really want to go to karaoke with Edo. That was outrageous. You get to select whoever you want. The chat going wild with the Teds, the rap god.
That's awesome.
Giving it a 10. We got a 9.69, a 10. So good. Aaron's giving it 11. The chat just wants us to do this prompt over and over. Absolutely incredible. You do get to pick whoever you want. Sorry. 10 seconds left here. Lots of running backs, quarterbacks, tight ends, not too many wide receivers. Anyone?
Can we get? I feel like we need another tight end. Maybe we don't. Yes. Mike Gesicki, contract year. Mike Gesicki, contract year.
Did I get it in time? Oh, I got it for you.
Nice. Woo. Playing on the tag. He's got Waddle. He's got Tyreek Hill. People are going to forget about Mike Gesicki. He's a beast.
Beautiful. Man, we were pulling a lot off. You nailed the rap. The chat's still going insane from that. And now we have a classic, just two truths and a lie. You're going to give me two truths and a lie about yourself. If you fool me, you get to draft whoever you want. If not, we got to take Benny Snell. So can you cook me up 2 truths and a lie here?
Yeah, definitely. Benny Snell, man. Benny Snell football. Gotta love him. 2 truths and a lie. Okay. I broke my back in high school. I am the 4th of my, like, I am, yeah, I'm the 4th of my family, like the generation name. And I once went golfing with Marco Andretti.
Wow. Okay. It doesn't feel like you would lie about the 4th in your family thing. And the Marco Andretti is so hyper specific that would also just be an incredible lie. I feel like maybe you wanted to get the lie out of the way first. I'll say you didn't break your back. You seem like you have great posture. You're agile, running to the kitchen to grab your milk. How did I do?
I got you. I broke my back my senior year of high school playing football. I am the 4th in my family. My son will be the 5th. And I am friends with Marco Andretti, but I have yet to golf with the man. So,
so an aspirational lie, if you will.
Yeah, a little bit there. I was tough. I knew that you know, on the spot like that, I had to come up with something pretty good, and it's possible that could happen. It just hasn't happened yet.
There you go. Well, this is a manifestation show. You put it out into the earth, and now it will assuredly happen. You do get to pick whoever you want now for fooling me. 20 seconds on the board. Ronald Jones, Justin Fields, Tua, if you want to stack them with your guy, Gesicki, Spiller, Henderson, Hines, anyone jumping out to you here?
Can you scroll down on our wide receivers or your wide receivers? Sorry.
Yes.
I want to see.
Darnell Mooney, Godwin. Sorry,
I didn't
want you to time out.
Let's go Nahim Hines.
I didn't get it in time.
No!
I took Tua for you.
That's okay.
We'll
double up.
I thought you'd want to stack him with Gesicki. I'm sorry. That's
all right. We just, I guess everybody's not really sold on Tua yet, and Nahim is going to be, hey, we were talking Swiss Army knives. He's going to be a Swiss Army knife for the Colts. So that's cool though. Tua's good.
You know what? Knowing this room, well, maybe it's going to be a little while until we pick. After Owen Wilson just gave his stamp of approval, there's no chance Nahim Hines make it back. But I feel very bad that I didn't. Chat, if you guys want to be nice, maybe don't select Nahim Hines and let him come back. Just saying. Just maybe be a nice thing you could do for Joey.
Oh, well, you're talking to the internet, man. So the next pick is going to be Nahim Hines.
Exactly. I mean, in this show, the chat really likes you because with me, sometimes they're incredibly ruthless with how literal I take the prompts. You see Harbs in the chat demanding I do push-ups. There used to be penalties. If I messed up, they'd want me to take a shot, do push-ups, all kinds of stuff. And they can be very mean, this internet chat, Joey.
Yeah, no, I got you. The shot one, yeah, I get it. It's a pretty popular prompt, right? Push-ups, I got to say, I got a gym membership finally, my man. So yeah. I'm getting back into shape, so I wouldn't mind a little bit of push-up action.
There you go. I mean, I'll give some push-ups over here. I generally do them on my couch because you can't really see it if I'm doing it on the ground here. Right. So I'll do some push-ups in solidarity for you. You can, talk to
the key is you'll find this, what I'm trying to do right now is, so everybody talks about, you got the dad weight, you get the dad weight. I'm trying to lose the dad weight, right? I'm trying to preventative push away the dad weight is what I'm trying to do by getting a gym membership. That's solid right there, man. It's got to be tough on the couch too. Not, you're on a weird surface. You're kind of sinking in.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, no, I thought for me, like having the kid was my excuse that I could get the dad bod, but you're saying you're going kind of contrarian. You're trying to get rid of the dad bod before you even become a dad.
Yes. As a man who aspires to be on television and in movies more often in my future, being fat and out of shape is not something that is conducive to that. So gotta keep it lean.
I listened to this podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with the comedian John Gabris, but he talks sometimes about how like he wants to lose weight, but sometimes he's a much heavier set guy right now. And he's like, but there's roles for guys that are really, comically overweight. Whereas if you're in like a tweener thing, casting people don't know where to slot you.
I'm definitely tweener. Yeah, definitely tweener. That's a very good point by him. I'm, kind of like the weird, like Jason Bateman, skinny Jonah Hill thing. Like, yeah, very much a tweener here.
All right. Our next prompt here, Nick Saban impression on why fantasy football is ruining the nation's youth. Otherwise, we do have to draft on Tate. I mean, Nick Saban, I love fantasy football. I think it's a great game. I mean, kids aren't doing drugs. I mean, what do you have against the kids playing fantasy football?
Well, see, this is my problem. I'm going to start over because that was shitty. Well, see, this is my problem. All right, when you're talking about fantasy football, you're talking about something that's not real. All right. So when I look at my players and my program, I like for them to be made up of real things. How fast can you run your 40? How good are you in the community? You can't be doing those things when you're sitting on your ass drafting fantasy players in make-believe woo-ha land, all right? You want to do something, you get out there, you put in some hard work. You don't sit behind a little computer, laptop, TV screen, all right? And you certainly ain't going to be doing that if you want to play in my program. And I don't know why you want to play in my program because I already got a statue and I've won up-team national titles, all right? So you get off your ass and you stop doing your fantasy woo-ha. All right?
Nick, I want to say the chat was so impacted by that speech that I think they all quit because no one drafted Nahim Hines. The chat has decided to gift you Nahim Hines after my nimble fingers weren't quick enough last time. So we do get your guy here ultimately.
Well, I will say about Nahim Hines, he is someone who's a doer. He's fast. He's a Swiss Army knife like we've been talking about all night. You plug him and play him, and he's going to be doing good things for you, so I appreciate it.
There you go. And thank you to the chat. That was very nice of you guys to give Joey his player. There you go. All right. I was nervous about this one. All right. The chat tosses out someone that they want me to impersonate, and Joey can give me a couple tips. And if I succeed, we get to draft whoever. If not, select Kenny Pickett. This is going to be tough to do on a timeline, but chat, give me a name of someone you want me to impersonate here. And I'm going to have to get some tips from Joey on how to do it because everyone heard my George earlier and it wasn't that good. We might. The problem is the way this is going to burn out. I'm going to go ahead and put Kenny Pickett in the chat. Okay. So,
hey, George Pickens.
You pick which one of these you want me to do, Joey. Gilbert Gottfried, Trump, Vince Vaughn, Trump, or Marshawn Lynch, Roger Goodell. What do you think would be a good one?
Let's do Gottfried. Let's do Gilbert Gottfried.
Okay. All right. Can I get a few? I think give me a few tips on here for
let's do Gilbert Gottfried talking about Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. He's got these small hands. I don't know what to do with these small hands. How is he going to throw the ball? You think Chase Claypool is going to be able to catch it with a guy throwing it with little baby fans?
Dude, see, that's why. I mean, for off the cuff, for somebody who did, that was a passable Gottfried.
Do you have a tip for me on how to?
Like anybody can do it.
It's maybe more nasally than I did it the first time. You get that? Dude,
well, what's wrong with his hands? What is wrong with Kenny Pickett's hand? Yeah, it's like everybody can do it. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a Gottfried.
Does it even matter? I mean, are we going to do Mitch Trubisky? Mitch Trubisky when we got Kenny Pickett? I mean, come on. This is all overblown.
That's right. There you go, man.
Okay.
I think the second round, the nasal was there. The whiny was there. I like it.
We did step it up. All right. Who do you want to pick? 10 seconds quick. Algier, Tyrion Davis, Price, Corey Davis, Nico Collins, Matt Ryan. Who do you want here?
Shoot. Corey Davis.
Did I get it? Woo! We got it.
Let's stack up those receivers. Zach Wilson's doing his thing in more ways than one, or having his thing done in more ways than one. And Corey Davis put some big numbers. I like it.
I like this team. So to recap our team so far through 14 rounds, we only got 4 more rounds left. Justin Herbert and Tua. Tua's my bad. I forced that onto Joey. Najee Harris, Kamara, Cordero, the Swiss Army knife, Patterson, and Nahim, also the Swiss Army knife, Hines, Darnell Mooney, Godwin, MVS, Olave, David, Joey's guy, Bell, Corey Davis, Kelsey and Gesicki. This is a well-balanced, nice team.
I
here.
like this team. Yeah, no, I do. This is good.
This is good. And, it's this is a $3 league that we put out here. The prize pool's first to 20, $9 a second. I'm willing to go 50-50 with you on this when we ship this, Joey.
Love it. Let's go. Buy me a couple extra coffees during the week. Let's win this thing.
That's right. That's right. How are you what other, because you're further along in your family's, pregnancy to being a dad. Do you have any tips for me here as we're kind of in the middle of our second trimester here, stuff I should be prepared for?
Man, I really don't, because and I hate, that's a really bad response, I guess, but I just
No.
the difference between where you are and where I am is not that much right now. My boy's not here yet. And whatever I'm going to tell you isn't going to be any different than what your brother, uncle, or dad, or grandpa, or other people on the internet haven't already told you,
Yeah. It is one of those things where it feels like we're entering into such unknown territory that it's almost like, it just feels like you just have to experience it, right? Like it's just going to happen and you're going to figure it. Yeah.
Nice, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You too, man. I remember seeing your post when you did it, and I was like, that's going to be me soon. That's going to be me.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, my mom told me to pack your patience. So I guess that would be it. Just because, not patience in a bad way, but just be waiting on hand and foot for your lady. So
I like that. That's one I can keep in my back pocket here. All right. Pete must ask Nick Saban why Jalen Waddle is due for a breakout year. If he convinces Pete, draft anyone. If not, draft a backup tight end. So, Nick, Jalen Waddle, I'm a little worried. Tyreek Hill's there now. You just said Mike Gesicki in a contract year. How's this guy Jalen Waddle going to have a good year, Nick? I just don't see it.
Well, first of all, as me, I feel like I shouldn't. You don't have to be convinced to draft Jalen Waddle. You know what I mean? I don't.
It's very true. I love Jalen
Maybe that's
Waddle.
what I'm saying.
I mean, look at what he does. Look at how fast he runs, and look at that touchdown dance that he does. Even though I don't agree with it too much, it's still pretty funny to see him be waddling out there like a penguin. And I got to be honest with you, I gave him that idea when we were in the workout room during his sophomore year, and then he come out here and take it. Doesn't give any credit to me, but that's not why I do it. I'm not in the credit business. I'm in the honesty business, and now I'm getting into Colin Cowherd sayings as Nick Saban, because Cowherd always talks about being in the honesty business.
Yeah, you don't have to be convinced to draft Jalen Waddle. What do you do? I should have to convince you not to draft Jalen Waddle,
That's right. It is very true. Nick Saban Fudding, his former player there. I have certainly Jalen Waddle, probably one of my most drafted players on Underdog these days. All right, sorry, 7 seconds here. Who would you like to take? It's getting thin out here. Zach the MILF Hunter Wilson. Oh shit, we just timed out. Oh no.
Darn it. I know. That was tough.
No, that was me. I'm being a bad host tonight. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to recover quickly. I did force Joey to draft Mac Jones and Tua now. I'm just
oh my gosh, you really are getting in Saban.
Yeah, I know. Pete has to do an Al Michaels impression to properly give Joey the Collinsworth slide in. If Joey riffs off of Pete, successfully pick whoever you want. Otherwise, draft a Brown. So I'm going to have to channel my inner Al Michaels here. Welcome to Thursday night Underdog Fantasy Randomizer Draft. I am, of course, your host, Al Michaels, and we are entering the 16th round of this draft. And now, my co-host, Chris Collinsworth. How are we looking tonight on this pick?
Boy, I tell you what, Al, you're sounding a little bit different than what I'm used to. Perhaps that's the switch from Sunday night football to Thursday night with old Herb Street over there. But, this is where championship teams are made, Al. And you look and you say, here's a guy like Cleveland Brown or David Montgomery, if he's still there. I'm not exactly sure. But in the 16th round, this is what takes you from being just a so-so team in the middle of the year to a real title contender down the stretch.
Well, Chris, here we are going to be on the clock. It's one of these crazy things now. We're calling a game and they also want us drafting a fantasy team. We're in the 16th round here. I'll read off some names to you. James Robinson, Zach Wilson, who's been in the news a little bit lately, Marlon Mack, Hayden Hurst, Mark Ingram, Will Fuller. Do you think he lands on a team this year, Chris?
Yeah, I haven't been too impressed with Will Fuller, to be honest with you, even though he was teammates with my son at Notre Dame. But look at a guy like James Robinson down there with Trevor Lawrence, an undrafted player that has sort of that chip on his shoulder, Al, and a guy who runs hard and somebody I am excited to watch this year. There is no question.
So who would you ultimately like to select here?
I think I'm saying James Robinson, Al.
Okay, all right.
He's really good.
All right, James Robinson, come on down. I was so entranced by your impression that I forgot who you said initially.
Thanks.
Beautiful here. So
Good slot. I mean, we merged this. We did the prompt slot. You threw it up for me, and then we.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
do you have any tips on an Al Michaels impression? I don't know. He doesn't have anything super distinctive for me to hang my hat on, but you're probably way better at this than me.
Yeah. I mean, that's where you get into the territory of like the Kermit the Frog kind of, right?
Okay.
If you drop it down, and there's as we look on Sunday Night Football from Pittsburgh, PA, it's like very like you almost get Kermit the Frog, right? You get down in that range and you get it confused with Al. But I'd say that like if you're just going for a basic Al that needs to get past, find that Kermit the Frog there.
The Kermit.
And then just kind of, yeah.
That if I'm ever in a pinch and need to whip out an Al Michaels, I remember to pack my patience and to nail that Kermit the Frog registry for my Al Michaels.
Kermit the Frog is right here, and Al Michaels is right here.
It's like kind of you just have to finagle.
What how much like practice do you do with these impressions? I'm sure there's some that come to you super easily. Are there others that you'll kind of really work on to nail? Or I guess I'm asking how effortless is it for you?
Yeah, for sure. Like what's funny is that like Orgeron and Andrew Luck always came very just like I could just do them for whatever reason. Saban took a few. Wilson took a few. There's a few that everybody always asks for like a Jim Harbaugh, and he's somebody to me that like besides his look, like his face, he's not very like distinctive. I mean, he always looks confused. He always looks very intense and confused, but his voice, you're not really working with a lot there. But yeah, man, it just varies. Different ones take more time, and yeah.
That reminds me. Have you seen the Harbaugh? I think it's one of his daughters that does TikToks when they're on vacation. It's so good.
I can't lie. They've been kind of must watch. I think they're pretty hysterical, just because he's such a character that you think is fake. But that's just how he always is, Just
the hardo football guy that knows nothing else.
All the time.
All right, let's see here. What is this one going to land on?
Oh, wow.
Recant a time someone was upset with Joey for his impression of them or otherwise draft a third string QB. Do you have any, or running back, do you have any impressions gone bad where people weren't too flattered with it? Or have you run pretty pure where people appreciate?
Honestly, no, man. I've been really lucky, and I think it's because I don't like very rarely, if ever, do I go about doing one and like making fun of the person in a bad way. It's always just lighthearted, having fun with it. And Marcus Bailey, a linebacker for the Bengals, who's a friend of mine, he actually said he talked to Collinsworth Super Bowl week about me, and Collinsworth said, what I love about Joey is he always just has fun with it. It's not mean-spirited. He said it's not mean-spirited. And I was like, yeah, like I'm just having fun. So luckily, no, I haven't. I haven't run into anything like that.
Yeah, that's no, I do think there is that stuff with where a lot of just people trying to be funny on the internet is actually just people being mean. And I don't think people realize that there actually is a tact and a soft skill with being funny without being mean. And I think you definitely nail that tone where it's all in a loving nature there.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course. All right. The chat does. I mean, we might just, though, because you didn't have the story and people say we need to be slaves to the wheel, we are going to have to draft a third string running back. I will say right at the top, I mean, Brian Robinson is a third string running back. You could argue that Mostert is any other third string running back.
We're just going to be the
Dearness
Dolphins here?
Johnson.
We're just going to be the
Johnson.
Tua, Gesicki, Mostert. Mostert is a Purdue boy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a former Purdue player, a Boilermaker. So I'd be cool with that.
Let's do it. Yeah, I think, I feel like it's close right now between him and Sony Michel of like who's going to be the second running back in that offense. But I kind of do think Mostert's probably the third right now.
I mean, I feel like go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would say if both are healthy, yeah, I feel like it's got to go to Mostert as well. But that's just
final prompt, Joey. Final prompt. Oh, this is a fun one. All right. Two dads making a pick. No pun is unsafe, Joey. Just two dads on the clock in the 18th round here. I don't know, Joe. I just playing fantasy football. I mean, the only fantasy I need is with your mother. I mean, that's the only fantasy I need, buddy.
Dude, I might have to flop on this one, bro. I'm like just blanking. I got to finish strong, but like, see, let me tell. So what people are referring to here is the Johnson and Schmitty, I'm sure, which I love to do, but like, it is very carefully crafted, each word in those videos to elevate to be the best it can. You know, so
we idolize our dads here. I mean, I'm just looking. Dante Foreman. I mean, does he need to have a job? I mean, isn't he a football player? Why does he have to be a foreman, Joey?
Now that is good. There we go.
Joey, I don't get it. I mean, Terrace Marshall. All these guys have other jobs. What the hell? Just play football, Joey.
You're killing it, man. See, now where it is Mo Alley Cox. Right there. That's where a lot can be played with.
Earmuffs, Joey. About to draft Mo Alley Cox. What is up with this guy?
Yeah, dude. I let him down there, man. I think a lot of people might just think that me and Polizzi just like look at each other and those just come off the dome, but they really don't. They're really like a painstakingly processed for 2 days.
Do you want to take James Washington? I thought he was a president, Joey. I mean, this guy plays football. I mean, come on.
Hey. He's worth a shot.
Let's do it. James Washington, come on down. He's a heartbeat away from being the
former Steeler, now with Dallas. Wonder if they're going to utilize him more than my Steelers did. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Joey. That is a wrap. I'm going to read this team, and I need you to give your true, unbiased opinion on how you feel about this squad. 3 quarterbacks, Herbert, Tua, and Mac Jones. Definitely got the Alabama theme going. 6 running backs, Najee, Kamara, CPAT, Hines, James Robinson, and Mostert. Our 7 wide receivers are Darnell Mooney, Chris Godwin, MVS, Chris Olave, David Bell, Corey Davis, James Washington, and tight end, Travis Kelce and Mike Gesicki. How are we feeling here?
Good, man. Good. I think, the wide receiver is not top heavy. Our wide receiver group is not top heavy here. Yeah. But again, I think when you like talk about fantasy and you look ahead throughout the whole season, if you're just stacking guys that, can be consistent, maybe not blow up like a Tyreek Hill, but you got that depth and you got that consistency. Hopefully, I feel like we stacked it there pretty nicely. And then you got high end at tight end, quarterback, and running back with Herbert, Harris, and Kelce. For sure. And then you got a few of those value type picks with Alvin Kamara, getting him in the 3rd or 4th round or wherever that was. Luckily, the internet was nice and let us get Hines, which I'm very happy about and excited about. Yeah, man. I mean, for having to do a whole bunch of voices and silly things in between drafting, I feel like it's a pretty solid squad.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big triumph for the internet tonight. Them gifting us Nahim Hines just out of the goodness of their heart. I mean, it really renewed my faith in internet strangers.
Yeah, just drink it in for the 10 seconds that you're going to get it after this, because I'm sure you'll be smacked in the face with the reality of the internet after that.
I echo all of the sentiments in the chats. The chat absolutely loved you. People do not realize
awesome.
how insanely hard and scary it is to get thrown in the spotlight and do things on your feet. And you just absolutely crushed it. So sincere thanks, Joey, for being game for this when you absolutely did not have to be game for this.
No, man, that was really a blast. I mean, it went by super, super quick, and that's part of the fun of it. And it was honestly a pretty good exercise for me to just get these prompts and these voices and thrown at me my way. So I appreciate that. And hey, hopefully we can do it again, man, once we're dads in the fall and the winter time, and we're, coming up on the end of the football season, heading into the playoffs. I'd love to hop on again and have some fun.
For sure. The Mo Alley Cox jokes will flow even easier when both of you and I are real dads. And I want to make sure anything else, obviously everyone follows you on Twitter and TikTok. Anything else you got going on these days that you'd like people to check out?
Yeah, definitely. I like I said, and like you mentioned off the top, man, a huge motorsport fan, IndyCar, NASCAR, getting more into Formula One. I host a weekly motorsports podcast with current IndyCar driver Connor Daly. For Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Dirty Mo Media. And so we just talk a lot about IndyCar, NASCAR, interview drivers, have some fun. It's called Speed Street. So just look that up, Speed Street. If you're into motorsport, if you want to learn more about it, just, have some fun with me and Connor. Go check that out. And then I have my own merch line through Obvious Shirts, obviousshirts.com. On the scroll down, there's a Joey collection. And I got hats and sweatshirts and T-shirts. And it's just a nice little simple logo, and it's a kangaroo that looks like an @ sign. Reason why it is, oh wow, my man, host of the year has it right up there. That's beautiful. Obvious Shirts, yeah, the Joey collection, and it's if you don't know, in Australia, a baby kangaroo is called a Joey. So hence
I was just gonna
there.
say. It took me way too long, Joey, to figure that out, because I was like, what is this logo? And I was like, is this some company he's working for that I don't recognize? And then when I was doing prep for this show, it finally dawned on me, the Joey thing. And I was like, God damn it, I'm an idiot.
Hey man, do not be too harsh on yourself. I've had to explain that to a good amount of people. You'll see up there, got a bunch of different variety, even some Star Wars feel. Some Steelers stuff for my fellow Steelers fans out there. So free shipping on all that. Go check it out. And, we'd love to have you rock.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you, Joey. Thank you to the chat for hanging out. I know we normally do these on Thursday nights. I'm traveling this week, but we'll be back to our regular Thursday night schedule next week. Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Underdog. Shout out to you guys for all the awesome prompts and hanging in the chat tonight. We appreciate you. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.